recently there was an exciting incident. Jungkook was spotted at Incheon Airport. He was accompanied by his manager, which almost confirmed that it was a business trip. Where's he going? To the United States. Although we still don't know exactly what he will be doing there, many people are curious. Some think he might be recording new music, doing a special interview, or even preparing a surprise collaboration. Actually, when Jungkook travels, there is always something interesting behind it. His return to the music world is something we are really looking forward to. Jungkook is a very talented artist who shines on stage, and every time he has a new project he manages to surprise us. Knowing that he will be traveling makes us imagine that something is going to happen, something that will definitely be valuable. However, the story does not end there. A few days before Jungkook left, a girl mentioned that he was going to the United States and then Jimin was going to London. At that time, many did not take it seriously. However, now that Jungkook's trip has become a reality, everyone is wondering, is Jimin also going to travel? Has he packed? Or maybe he is already on his way secretly? Actually, we don't know, but there is a reason to think so. For them, nothing is a coincidence. A very clear memory of this is the mysterious trip they took to Japan. Neither of them openly said that they traveled together, but there were many signs. Jungkook left with a suitcase that he didn't have when he returned, and Jimin left without a suitcase, but returned with a new one. This made many people think that Jungkook brought Jimin's things and they met there secretly, perhaps to spend time together without anyone knowing. These kinds of details made many people see something more than just friendship between them. Their relationship felt special, genuine, and deep. They didn't seem like they were acting for the camera or trying to get attention. When they were together, they were comfortable. They behaved with love, respect, and it all seemed very natural. Jimin and Jungkook have a unique way of being close. They touch each other without fear, smile at each other, and search each other with their eyes when they are together. Sometimes, even when they are not talking, you can tell that they are connected. It's something you don't see every day, and that's why so many people admire and support them. Plus, this isn't the first time they've made a surprise trip. Often when one of them moves, the other follows right after. Now that Jungkook is in the United States, we're all waiting to see what Jimin will do. Will he go to London as previously announced? We don't have the answer yet, but we have many reasons to be excited. The most beautiful thing is to think that they could be planning something together. Their fans have been watching their relationship for years. They've shared concerts, interviews, behind-the-scenes moments, and many other intimate moments. The relationship has grown over time, and although they never explain everything with words, their actions speak for themselves. Jungkook and Jimin make a very special couple. Not only because of what they do professionally, but also because of the way they accompany each other in life. And the best part is that they don't need to be seen all the time. They choose when to share something and when to keep it private. This shows respect for themselves and their relationship. Sometimes, the most important people aren't the ones who make the most noise, but the ones who are there in the moments that matter. That's just how they are. Their closeness is visible even if they don't express it. We'll keep an eye out for every hint, every gesture, every detail that brings us a little closer to what they're doing. Because with Jimin and Jungkook, everything can have a deeper meaning. And if they were to plan something together, be it music or a private gathering, it would be something that many of us would enjoy. Jungkook has always been someone who expresses himself in many ways, and one of them is through his tattoos. Although he proudly shows them off today, it wasn't always that way. There was a time when he was very insecure about his tattoos. He didn't like wearing short sleeves and used to hide his arms, even on the hottest summer days. Everything started to change when he met Polic, a tattoo artist who helped him change the designs that no longer represented what he felt. And Jimin was on that journey too. Their relationship has always been very close, full of support, understanding, and genuine affection. Jungkook and Polic talked very sincerely from the beginning. Polic realized how nervous Jungkook was about his tattoos, and together they set a goal: to make Jungkook feel confident with his tattoos, so confident that he could wear short sleeves without worry. They gave that goal a special and very meaningful name: Short Sleeve Summer Project. Previously, Jungkook had gotten several tattoos impulsively without much thought. Polic, who was already experienced, spoke to him honestly. "Many people admire you. It would be better if you think more about your tattoos from now on, because young people might follow your example. Jungkook understood this advice and accepted it with maturity. He wanted to continue expressing himself, but also to be mindful of the message he was sending. However, fixing the tattoos was not easy. Many of them were in bad shape and couldn't be covered with any design. Polic had to think hard about making the new tattoos meaningful, beautiful, and suitable to cover up the old ones. The work was so complicated that Polic even lost some of his hair from the stress. At a critical moment, Polic made a very bold suggestion. Your current black and gray tattoos are nice, but we've seen them too many times. How about we try something more colorful, something unique, something that fits you in your career as an artist? It was a risky idea, but Jungkook decided to trust him. Jimin supported the decision from the beginning. He knew it was important for Jungkook to feel comfortable with his body and what he was showing the world. And that made him proud. The trust they had in each other was evident in every movement, every word, and also in the decisions they made together. So far, they have completed about 70% of the new designs. Sometimes they had to take breaks because of Jungkook's busy schedule or other responsibilities, but they kept moving forward patiently. The goal was clear: to make Jungkook feel happy, free, and authentic. Now Jungkook is no longer afraid to wear a tank top. He feels comfortable with what he wears on his skin because each tattoo is thoughtful, meaningful, and supported by people who truly care about him. As an artist, Polic put all his effort, experience, and heart into this project. Many people online asked him questions about his new tattoos, and Polic wanted to share all of this so that they understand that this is not just a pretty design. It is a story of transformation, self-confidence, self-love, and also mutual love. Because when someone feels supported like Jungkook and Jimin did, it becomes easier to overcome fear, show themselves to the world with courage, and be who they want to be. For some time, many people have been waiting for the next live video from Jimin and Jungkook. This desire grew stronger after their live broadcast together on June 11th, right after they were discharged from the military. It was a very special reunion that caught the attention of those who follow them, not only because of what they shared but also because of what they chose not to say. During the broadcast, Jungkook was his usual self, relaxed, sincere, and eager to tell stories. He is a person who expresses himself naturally, not afraid to reveal himself. He enjoys talking to the audience, sharing anecdotes, everyday moments, and personal details. This is evident when he is comfortable, especially at home with calm music and no pressure. However, during the live broadcast, Jimin was seen stopping him several times with a gesture or a look. It was not a negative thing but more a way to capture the moment. Jimin is different from Jungkook in that way. He is more reserved, more aware of when to speak and when to wait. This type of interaction between them is nothing new. Over the years, fans have noticed that they have different but complementary personalities. While Jungkook is more spontaneous and emotional, Jimin is calmer and more thoughtful. And that is precisely why they understand each other so well. There is a balance between them that makes every moment they share feel special. During the June 11th broadcast, there were moments when Jungkook seemed ready to share more, but Jimin, with just a look or a gesture, let him know that it wasn't the best time. No words were needed because there was a very strong connection between them that could be felt even in silence. That involvement, which goes beyond what they say, has been part of their relationship for a long time. Many of those who follow them feel like there are aspects of their story that they haven't fully shared. Not because they're hiding it, but perhaps because they're waiting for the right moment. In Jungkook's case, his fans know that his best live broadcasts happen when he's relaxed at home, with a drink by his side, good music in the background, and no pressure at all. Those are the moments when he opens up the most, where his speech becomes clearer and more honest. In such an environment, he can talk about anything: music, his emotions, his memories, and often without meaning to, he also talks about Jimin. Because even if Jungkook doesn't say it directly, it's clear that Jimin has a very important place in his life. There are gestures, comments, and smiles that show it. And it's something that can't be hidden. There's no need to put anything into words when the affection and respect are so evident in every interaction. Their relationship is deep, close, based on trust and years of shared experiences. That's why many are hoping that a new live show will be coming soon where Jungkook will once again spend time with his fans as he did before. He may still be regaining his personal space, especially after some awkward situations he's been through. But it feels like that moment is getting closer. Jungkook is slowly getting back to a place where he feels free to talk and share. When that happens, it will surely be a special broadcast like many others he's done, where he'll not only tell us about what he's experienced, but also about what he feels. And while the live broadcast will cover many topics, his attention, as always, will probably be focused on someone very special to him, Jimin. Because even when they're talking about other things, the affection he feels for him is obvious. He doesn't say it openly, but he doesn't hide it either. And that's what makes many fans wait quietly and respectfully for the moment when they both reveal themselves as they are, without filters and with the same sincerity that has always united them.